Hi, this is your host. The Sahara Desert is hot, dry, and inhospitable. Most plants die there within a few weeks of being planted. But look closer. You may be surprised to see that many of these lifeless-looking plants are actually alive and well. That's right. These plants are known as succulents. And one of the most popular types of succulent is the cactus. There are more than 150 species of cactus in the Sahara. Cacti are specially adapted to survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. They can survive in places with almost no rainfall for years and temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius or 100 Fahrenheit. So how do they do it? Well, let's take a closer look at the amazing adaptations of the cactus. Adaptation number 1, water storage. A major problem for plants in the Sahara is the lack of water. The Sahara Desert receives less than 50 millimeters of rain per year. That's about 2 inches. It may rain a bit more in some areas of the desert, but still, that's not much. So any plants living here need to be able to survive for long periods without water. The Sahara's cacti are well adapted for this. Their stems are thick and fleshy, kind of like a sponge. This means they can store large amounts of water when it does rain. In fact, some species of cactus in the Sahara can hold hundreds of liters of water inside their tissues. Adaptation 2, shallow but wide roots. Another challenge for plants in the Sahara is getting water from the soil. The top layer of soil in the desert often has salts in it that make it hard for plants to get water. Plus, the water that does exist in the ground is usually very deep. So how do desert cacti get their hands on it? Well, the good news is that even though the water table is deep, the shallow water is where all the action is. Rainwater filters down through the sand and quickly fills up the shallow water table. And because it rains so infrequently, it provides enough water for cacti to survive. The roots of most cacti are shallow and spread out close to the surface of the soil. This allows them to quickly absorb rain before it evaporates back into the atmosphere. However, some species of cactus do have deep roots. They send their roots deep into the ground to tap into underground moisture. The deep roots can access water that's been stored in the ground for years. One example is the white-throated cactus. It grows near the edge of the Sahara and has deep roots that allow it to tap into the limited groundwater supply. Adaptation 3, spines instead of leaves. Cacti are covered in spines instead of soft green leaves. This is another adaptation that helps them to survive in the Sahara. You see, leaves are great for making food through photosynthesis, but they lose lots of water as well. Plants lose water through their leaves by a process called transpiration. Transpiration is important because it helps move water around the plant. But in hot, dry environments like the Sahara, plants can end up losing too much water. And that's a bad thing. Most plants, including cacti, have tiny pores on their leaves that allow them to take in carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. These pores are called stomata. When the pores are open, water can escape through them. Cacti spines, on the other hand, don't have these pores. This means that they don't lose water the same way that leaves do. Plus, their spines provide some protection against animals that might want to eat them. And although it's not their main purpose, they do provide a little shade, which helps too. Adaptation number 4, thick waxy skin. If you look closely at a cactus, you'll notice that its skin looks shiny. That's because the outer layer of cells in the cactus stem is covered with a thick waxy cuticle. This helps the cactus to keep water inside. The cuticle acts as a barrier, preventing water from evaporating off the cactus. It also helps reflect sunlight away from the cactus, which keeps it cool. Adaptation 5, night breathing. Cacti breathe carbon dioxide through their stomata. Just like us, they need carbon dioxide to make food. However, cacti live in an environment where it's really hot during the day and very cold at night. The hot daytime temperatures mean that if they open their pores, they will lose a lot of water. Not good. And the cold nighttime temperatures mean that if they open their pores, they won't be able to absorb much carbon dioxide. So what's a cactus to do? Well, they've evolved to open their pores only at night. At night, the temperature is cooler and there's less carbon dioxide in the air. This means that the cacti can absorb the carbon dioxide they need without losing too much water. This type of breathing is called CAM photosynthesis. CAM stands for crassulacean acid metabolism. Don't worry if you haven't heard of it. Basically, it's just a fancy name for the process of breathing carbon dioxide at night. There are many things that are specially adapted to survive in the Sahara Desert. From camels to snakes, scorpions, and beetles, even humans have adapted to the harsh conditions of the desert. We've built cities with special features to cope with the heat. Many of these adaptations help us deal with the heat and the lack of water. But there's another challenge in the Sahara. There's not much food. It's hard for plants to grow in the desert, which means there's not much for animals to eat. So if you want to survive in the Sahara, you need to be able to go without food for a while. That's why many animals that live in the Sahara, including camels and gerbils, have ways of storing fat. They can use this fat to get energy when food is scarce. And many desert plants, including cacti, store water in their tissues. This means that if there's a drought, they can survive for years. Cacti can survive without water for many years because they've adapted to the Sahara's harsh conditions. They've evolved to survive in one of the hottest and driest places on Earth. That's pretty impressive. So next time you see a cactus, remember that it's not just a prickly ball, it's a survivor. The Sahara Desert is a challenging environment, but cacti have evolved to thrive in it. They're an important part of the ecosystem, and they're also just really cool. And speaking of cool, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a like. It really helps us keep making videos that you'll love. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more fun science videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.